Hello, and this is Blackout. I'm Meat Loaf, and we welcome you. Wiedersehen, Andy.
Hello, Meat. It's nice to meet you in our Blackout Show. Guten Abend, ich begrüße euch recht herzlich.
No, Wiedersehen is goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you say you're welcome? I mean, how do you say hello?
Hello, guten Tag.
Oh, guten Tag. Start again. Boy, am I dumb. Guten Tag, Andy.
Hi, Meat. Hi, Meat. It's nice to meet you here in our Blackout Show. Hallo, liebe Zuschauer, ich begrüße euch hier wie immer um 20 Uhr zur Blackout Time. Heute hier bei mir in der Show live Meat Loaf. Meat Loaf ist hier gerade in Frankfurt und produziert hier ein Album mit dem Frank Farian. Da werde ich jetzt mit ihm näher drüber sprechen. Und danach gibt es 60 Minuten nur Meat Loaf, Material aus der ersten LP Bad Out of Hell und ein paar Videoshots aus der zweiten LP, die 1981 released worden ist, die LP Dead Ringer. Meat, there was a big legend, your first release, The Bad Out of Hell. Until now you are in the chart in England and in America. It's very amazing because not so many artists or musicians are so long in the charts. What do you think why you stand so long in the charts?
Defective records? I don't know. People keep returning their records. I don't know. Well, when we were doing the album, I remember in 1974, because we really started on the album in 1974, Bad Out of Hell. In 1974, I was working with a guy named Jim Steinman, who's gone on to do a song by Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the, and Air Supply, Making Love Out of Nothing at All, and did movies. I forgot the name of the movie, Streets of Fire, and things like that. And 1974 on this album, and I remember coming to me and I sort of. He came to me and played me songs, and then I sort of had to force him into doing it, you know. And I don't know, to me it wasn't different. It was just me, and I guess I was different, and Jim was different. But it was sort of had the basics of, to me, The Who and the Tubes and people like that, because that's who I knew. And since then, people have compared it to Springsteen, but I didn't know Springsteen or any of his music when we were doing it, when we were putting it together. I didn't know anything. In fact, the first Springsteen record, Born to Run, I would never listen to. I couldn't stand it, you know. Now I like it, but I couldn't at the time. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know. It was different in 1977 for its time, and I was real different, and I was real animated and you know, sort of a colorful character.
Meat, on the album Bad Out of Hell, you was the one who was writing all the songs, or there were some other people involved?
No, on Bad Out of Hell, Jim Steinman wrote the songs. I wrote a lot in the early 70s. I wrote for the Temptations, and I wrote for Edwin Starr. I was doing a lot of Motown stuff. But when I met Jim, I thought he was a better writer than me. And he really could turn a good phrase. So I fed him a lot of ideas and made him work real hard. Like on Bad Out of Hell, he brought me the song and I said it wasn't finished. So he kept working on it. On Paradise with a Dashboard Light, I sit in the car in front of his apartment for a whole hour giving him the story of the song Paradise with a Dashboard Light. And he went and wrote it, which was a lot easier than me going home and writing it, you know. Lazy man's writer.
And you put the lyrics on.
Yeah, and then I changed lyrics. You know, I mean, I would change lyrics, and like 2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad, which was on Bad Out of Hell, we didn't have any lyrics for it, and he was just playing the piano, and I walked upstairs in the studio in Bearsville, and I just sang the first verse, just came off the top of my head, and then he wrote it from there. And I mean, I don't know, I just sang words, you know, baby, we can talk all night. And then it just kept going, and he goes, oh, that's good, and we kept going.
It's just like he checked it out, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
That's great. I mean that, I think that is the easiest way to do it. You get the best...
Yeah, on the record I'm doing now with Frank Farian, because I was writing a lot. I've written a lot of songs, but I'm not using them all. Some other people are using them, John Parr and different people. But I remember one morning I got up, I'm very regimented with writing. I get up, in the States, I get up at like 7:30 in the morning, and I never get up at 7:30 in the morning anytime except when I'm writing. And I go in and I start. And this particular morning there was nothing happening, so I was watching a movie. And in the movie there was a line, well, how about just one kiss for goodbye? And I said, oh, there's a song there. And it came up to be a song called Night of the Soft Parade. And Night of the Soft Parade, but everybody wants me to change the name of the song to One More Kiss, Night of the Soft Parade. So we do that, but and then other things I'll work on for months and months and months, and some things I'll work on and go like that in an hour. You know, so you never know about things like that.
From where you get all your impressions to write a song down? Just from movies, or you go out on the streets and to get an adventure, or to watch it for people?
I wish I'd have been in the same place that Mark Knopfler was for Money for Nothing. You know, Money for Nothing. He was in a store in New York called Crazy Eddie's, and he overheard this conversation about they were watching MTV in America, and these guys were going,
yeah, the chicks are for free.
Yeah. He goes, look at these guys, you know, money for nothing, chicks for free, man. You know, and he heard it, and he just stood there and he listened. That was a great thing. Yeah, you get some stuff from the streets. Mostly I just get it from my imagination. And I watch a lot of films. Like I wrote a film once, I wrote a song once called Magical, which was last year a hit in the United States for John Parr. And it was about two girls. One was a virgin, and they were talking about I was talking about that. So it was pretty interesting. I mean, I just write about weird things, you know. And I always have, whenever I write, they're double meanings. It's like I have a song on this record now that we're doing called Blind Before I Stop, which English don't know the phrase and Germans don't know the phrase, but it's a very American phrase about blind before I stop. It has to deal with what boys do, and their parents tell them, if you don't stop that, so I think you can probably read between the lines on that.
So, let us talk about a little bit why you are here now in Germany. I've got the right news. You are here since January, and
January the 18th.
The 18th, and you're working now with Frank Farian. That is a very amazing story, because Frank comes from the disco and pop musician scene. He was very successful with Boney M. How is the work that you're now making a production with him?
Oh, well, I heard this thing, Stairway to Heaven.
From the Far Corporation?
Yeah, from the Far Corporation. I heard it in New York. And I heard it on a horrible system, you know, little speakers that were distorting, but it was unbelievable. And I said, who is this guy? Because it was real, and they had taken Stairway to Heaven, which in America is like this sacred song, you know. I never liked Led Zeppelin personally, but they've taken this song, you know, and did something to it that it's like taking a Beatles song and making it, you know, good.
Like Michael Jackson, he bought all the rights.
Yeah. Well, Joe, the only person that I've ever known that did a Beatles song was Joe Cocker. A little help from my friends that really worked, you know, and so he took this and it was amazing. So I was looking at the credits to see who had done what, and there was a guy who's Swedish but lives in Munich, and all these guitar players and the Jackson Choir and all these people on it. And I said, and its drums were amazing, and it was Kurt, you know, and all the, you know.
One of the famous German drummers.
Yeah. And well, Kurt played on my last record, Bad Attitude, because Mac, I was working with Mac in Munich on the last one, and so I don't know. I just said, well, I want to meet him.
You want to meet him?
I want to meet him.
And you was the one who called him, or Frank was calling you?
No, I called Frank.
You called him.
Yeah. Well, we came in Berlin to talk to some other people, and I went into Munich to talk to some people. I came into Frankfurt, and we were talking to people in London, and I was talking to people in the States. And I was talking to the guy that produced Heart, and I was talking to a guy named